A very good morning to you. Karibu tena sana to K24 This Morning. It's an absolutely amazing Thursday. Boxing Day it is. Kama uko na zawadi, well, this is the day to open them. My name is Mongala Mbuvi. Karibu tena sana.
Okay, karibu. My name is Shiko Kaitani.
My name is Jeff Mott. Of course, this is the show that just keeps on giving like a very good gift.
Yes.
Speaking of, when you jump into the show, we'll be talking to a lady who started off right here,
Yes.
was a journalist, was a news anchor, worked in this station as well. Now she's the head of global communications for Amref Health Africa.
Yes.
Liz Donjira stops by. You get up close and personal with her journey up until here.
Wow, fantastic. Can't wait to hear all about what Liz has been up to. But speaking about motivating you this holiday season, we're talking about the small things that you've managed to achieve in 2019. You know, we tend to beat ourselves up and say, okay, you know what, I haven't done anything major.
Right.
Well, you know what, it's in the small stuff. And Caroline Gaiduma will be telling you exactly why.
All right, then immediately after that, we jump into a social hour where we get to discuss your relationships. Now, this being the festive season, sisi wote wenanga ushago, ama watu ushago wanakuja Nairobi. So, that relationship, yo kutukanana, kuuliza maswali, mbona umenona, mbona umekonda, mbona umerefuka, mbona huna watoto, that conversation has to take place because we need answers, okay? So, in case uko ushago na umekuwa kuuliza ati, mbona huna mtoto, ngoja tukwambia answer tu in a short while.
Mbona utakuja na mwanaume ama mwanamke, that also will be handled right here. The show starts right now. Welcome aboard.
Good morning. Happy holidays to you and yours. It is Boxing Day and we appreciate you spending your holiday with us. My name is Shiko Kaitani and of course this is K24 in the morning. Of course 2019 is coming to an end, but today on the show on Rise and Shine, I want us to actually talk about those resolutions that you set out earlier in the year. The question is, have you achieved your goals? And if not, are you beating yourself up over them? Well, the good news is we are here to tell you it's all in the small stuff. How do you go about taking stock of the little things that you've gone through and achieved this year? Well, my life coach today is here to talk to us a little bit more about that. We want to welcome a very good friend to the show, Caroline Gaiduma. Karibu sana.
Asante.
We have definitely missed you.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a
Literally,
minute.
like 2019 has just gone by without seeing you.
Yeah.
But we're happy to see you.
But I'm so glad to be here as
Fantastic.
well. Yeah.
And you know what? It's such a great time to be reflecting over what we've been doing over 2019. I always keep joking with Movie and with Jeff that there are still some people who are saying 2019 is my year.
Yeah, imagine. And it's ending. Like, at what point will it be your year when it's in the past?
What do you think, by the way, or make of that? You know, people who go out and make all these declarations that, by the way, I declare that this year is going to be my year. And then at the end of the year, here we are again. Then 2020 will be here again. And there you are on social media putting up a post. This is going to be my year. Amen.
I mean, what activates the declaration is what you do after you declare. So if you just declare and continue with your life as if you didn't declare, then the declaration will never happen.
Right. So for some people, it's just all talk and no action.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you see, we live in the moment. So in this moment, if you've lost your focus, then it means if today you've lost your focus, 24 hours zimekupita. So then that 24 hours you won't be able to recover. And if you work with people who have targets, this moment is very important to them because if you narrow down the targets to daily targets, then that's how they are able to hit their target.
Right.
So even in our lives, whatever it is that we are declaring we want, this moment counts.
Okay. You know, speaking of, you know, the intention that you have behind those declarations, Carol, what do you think makes people to start having that rush, you know, at the final, you know, a stage of the year? So for example, someone is, you know, saying, oh, I'm still on those weight loss goals. I'm still going to, you know, finish my, I don't know, assignment or whatever it is.
It's because we think we have this conditioning that time is a limited resource. And so when we are thinking about goals, we are only thinking about 2019. We had not seen it in perspective of the bigger picture. And so that's why we relaxed for the rest of the year. And then now we are like, OMG, it's 2019 closing, so I need to do something. So for us, our focus is more on the time than on the goal. You see, and that's why people are rushing because 2019 is ending. You're not rushing because your weight is gonna kill you.
Yeah. You're rushing because you feel that by midnight of 2019.
Yeah. So where is your focus again? Because time should not be a factor. What should be a factor is why are you making it a goal in the first place? Are you totally invested in it on a deeper level than just as a means of, you know, saying that I've done something for 2019? Because the way you measure whether you have been successful is not the things you've done, it's who you've become. You know, so even in your failures, you're still becoming. So then even those count as successes.
I like that. Even in your failures, you're still becoming, because it's a process.
It's a process.
So many of us don't want to enjoy the process. You just want to see the results.
Exactly. And we don't enjoy even the process of failing. Because if you're counting what you've done and what you've not done, then you're lost in that duality. But if you're thinking, I'm becoming, I'm learning something in life, so even everything counts. Even the things you didn't do, they count, because what did you learn?
But even still, let's talk a little bit about setting goals and how to get it right and where we are getting it wrong. You've just talked about what is your goal, what is your motive, you know, why are you even doing it? If you don't know the answers to that, why are you even setting it in the first place? So here comes the question of, okay, what mistakes do people generally make when they're setting their goals in the first place? And I'm asking that because now 2020 is coming, let's get it right. Okay.
So the first thing that people get wrong is you set your goals from an external what would I call it? Motivation. So it's because, oh, the economy is going down, so I need to make financial goals based on that. Or, oh, we have been told that cancer is a lot, so let me lose weight because of that. So your motivation is not internal. So what happens when you lose sight of the external motivation, then there's nothing to motivate you. So you lose passion, you lose drive, and then you forget, you even forget you had such a goal until somebody asks you, what were resolutions for 2019?
And you don't know.
That's when you remember. But if your motivation is internal and it's based on an internal need to grow in a certain area in a certain way, then that sticks with you. You wake up every morning, it's there with you.
Okay. Any other thing that you commonly see people get wrong when they decide, okay, fine, this is what I'm going to do for the year?
I think a lot of the times people make their goals in a way that they're focusing on the means and not the end. So if, for example, I'm going to town, my means to get there is a matatu. The matatu is not my end. Getting to town is my end. So it's the same thing. So people make money goals. Money is a means to an end. People make career advancement goals. The masters you're doing, the MBA you're doing is a means to an end. So you're making your goal a means instead of an end. Because when you focus on the goal and the end, there are 1,000 ways to get there. So if one of it feels like you're procrastinating or you're not feeling motivated about it, how else can I get to my goal? You understand? So when you focus on a means instead of an end, then that's when you find yourself, you're always even abusing yourself because you can't get to where you want to go because you lack motivation and passion.
When we now try to cross over to the positive side of things, whichever way you slice it, whether you've done something big or done something small, you've still done something. And that's really what the focus is, because we always talk about, oh, you know, do this, do that. But then you may not have done something that was of, you know, such a huge significance. But in our own little ways, you've probably achieved something. There's probably someone out there asking, what do you mean? Nothing major has happened in my life this year. Was that really an achievement? So what is an achievement?
Wow, an achievement is something that has grown you, has grown you in character, has grown you in self-belief, has grown you in values. That is something that really you should celebrate. I tell people, there's a time I really used to struggle to wake up in the morning. It was a struggle. I had 5 steps to waking up. And 3 of them was I was still in the bed.
One was snooze, snooze,
sit
snooze,
up,
and it's still not working.
Ask whether it's really necessary, you know, before you put your foot on the ground. But then this year, I'm able to wake up at 4 consistently.
Wow, and that's an achievement.
Nobody knows that, and nobody actually has seen my struggle, but I have seen it, and I celebrate that even if I'm not telling anyone.
Absolutely.
So because I know I have grown.
Yeah.
So the question to ask yourself is, what are the really small things that can mark your growth as yourself? You don't need to even, nobody else needs to even know. Yeah. Yeah, can you note that? Because if you can't note that, even the big ones will pass you by.
Yeah. I like that. So whichever way that you have made improvement in whatever area of your life, whether you you stopped being an emotional or temperamental being, you've worked on that. Whether you've started going for healthier food, that's an achievement. If you actually start walking now, that's an achievement.
So they are on all levels. Think about the emotional level. What have you achieved this year emotionally? Maybe you've healed a lot of emotions by just accessing them and feeling them. Maybe you have more emotional intelligence, and you can tell by the quality of your relationships. On a mental level, maybe you've reduced your negative thinking patterns. Maybe you're more optimistic than you were last year. That's something to celebrate, because that's the engine behind the life that people see on the outside. It's on the emotional level and the mental level that you create the life that people see. You see, so if you don't keep stock of that, then you tend to get onto more negative patterns, because now you're looking outside and what others are saying about your achievement.
And you're always focusing on the big stuff. When it's the little stuff that builds you to the big.
If you look at every achievement, whatever it is, even if it's cooking a cake, baking a cake.
If you've learned how to do that.
And if you did not even start by mixing the ingredients, that cake will not exist. So you celebrate from the first time you took that baking tin from the drawer. That was the first step.
So you think sometimes we're a bit too harsh on ourselves. We're quite judgmental.
Yes, that's how we've been programmed, because what is in our head is what we were told when we were young. And when we were young, our parents or our caregivers were really pushing us because they wanted to see us succeed. So most of the things that we had growing up were, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you do this? And those are the voices that stick in our heads. And our inner critic is very strong and very, very energized. So that's what you need to. You need to honor your inner critic, but as well, you need to grow that voice that encourages you.
Absolutely. How do you think this now translates even to the way we are raising our kids? Because you've just mentioned that we have been programmed. But what if we were to program our children to think of the small things? Before the big things. Those who've just done their exams and maybe they didn't get over 400 marks. What if someone was telling them, oh my God, you passed a CAT? Brilliant. You mean you were at practice during PE and you did well? That's amazing. Your swimming gala went well. Awesome.
Even being able to sit that exam is an achievement.
On its own.
There are people without certificates, So we have to begin to condition our kids in a way that, one, they realize that they have a purpose or a greater mission, so they are looking at that goal. Secondly, help them to see the end instead of the means, because we are so obsessed with the means to the end. So what's the end goal? It's the quality of your life. It's the quality of your emotions. The quality of your mental state. That's the end. So how do you get there? How do you build your character? How do you build qualities like resilience and commitment and excellence? That's what we help our kids. Because even the school system, that's what it's meant to teach our kids.
Absolutely.
So you're meant to learn how to be excellent at what you do. Even if you're not doing it at the same level at everyone, you could be having 200, but you did your best. And that's great, So let's teach our kids that, as well as showing them how to be extraordinary in the small things, because the small things, if you magnify the small things, they become big things, because big things are just a congregation of small things.
When we talk about how the time factor should not necessarily be the driving force behind it, how then can I be okay if I didn't learn how to do what I set out to do by X amount of time, Carol?
It's about being honest with yourself and asking yourself, because even if I don't give myself a timeline and I know I didn't do my best, I know I slacked some time, I need to honor myself and just acknowledge that as a fact. I was lazy. I didn't do this when I was supposed to. I didn't do it to the best of my ability because I know that.
Yeah.
You see, but the greatest thing is self-deception. We are really lying to ourselves, because even if you did everything you were meant to do in 2019 and you still didn't do what you ought to have done, no matter how many achievements you have, inside yourself you'll be knowing, I could have done more.
Right.
You see? So it's all a personal conversation that you need to have.
Yeah.
So whether it's based on time or not, focus on you, your truth. Did I do my best? Did I do it to the best of my ability? Could I have done it more? So it won't now be dependent on time.
That kind of ties into my next point about individuals who you know who more or less keep shifting goals.
Yes.
And by shifting goals, I mean it's like 2019, I'm telling you this year I'm going to lose weight. Aki, I swear, I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
Then 2020 comes, it's like, you know what? This year, Aki, I'm going to start baking. And I'm going to be awesome at baking.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, okay, whatever happens. So there are so many of us who are dealing with stacked up goals. They've just been stacking up.
Yeah.
And now we have clutter
Yes.
on our list of goals.
Yeah.
Or let me say our chart.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So what, I mean, when you see that you actually have that pattern of always creating new goals and discarding the other one, if it didn't work, you start another one. What is that really saying about you as an individual?
As an individual, that tells me at least that you're on shifty ground. You have somewhere else you're going to look for these goals.
Yeah.
Maybe you're keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Maybe you're looking at significance. Oh, what will people say about me? Because now that's why you keep looking and changing. Yeah. But if it's coming from the core of who you are, it doesn't matter, because when it comes from you, you get motivation, you get drive, you get inspiration, you get passionate. Nobody needs to push you. Let me tell you, the minute you have an issue with procrastination, the thing is not to find out how to get rid of procrastination.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, why am I not passionate enough to do this automatically?
Right.
What am I not telling myself? Yes.
Yeah.
What am I not telling myself? Do I really want to do this? Or am I doing it out of obligation?
Yeah.
Or out of the fact that I made it as a goal and so now I have to keep my word, you know? But there are also those people who change goals, not as consistently as that first group, but the ones who realize that it was not my direction in the first place.
And you're like, wait, stop.
Stop, and then reset. You know, so what's my real direction? Because as human beings, our nature is to change. Our nature is not to stay the same. We change and we grow. So as you're growing, your goals are growing, your mindset is changing, your dreams are changing, and that's
yeah, so it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Only that you need to tell yourself the truth as you're doing this.
Okay.
So that you're not saying, oh, I didn't have time, oh, I didn't have money, oh, people didn't support me. Those are lies. Tell yourself the truth. Maybe I outgrew this. Or maybe I had based this on this relationship and now the relationship is no more, so I'm scratching that.
Right.
So tell yourself the truth. Yeah.
So, and you even mentioned this to me over the phone. You said, by the way, people outgrow some of their goals.
Yes.
People can outgrow their goals.
Yes, and there's nothing as stressful as trying to fit into a goal that you have outgrown. It's like trying to fit the clothes you used to wear when you were 5 years old. It's going to be a struggle, they'll get torn. And that's what people, you keep making the same goal next year, the other year, yet you outgrew it. Right. So you need to realize, okay, maybe this, I have outgrown this. Right. And just decide, okay, so what's my new direction, what's my new goal?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because for you to be able to understand now even what we are talking about, I believe it takes someone the guts to be their own critique and just be able to analyze themselves. So it's kind of like facing or doing a reality check.
Exactly.
As a life coach, do you find that people have a very hard time keeping it real with themselves?
That is the hardest thing. I think that's why life coaching exists. Because people, by the time you're getting to that point, you need a high level of self-awareness.
Right.
you need to become so aware of yourself that nothing is sneaking behind your back. Because most of the time, a lot is sneaking behind our back because we don't want to acknowledge to ourselves certain things.
Right.
We don't want to acknowledge that, hey, I've been having a victim mentality, and that's why I'm like this, and that's why my life has become like this.
Yes, I'm depressed,
exactly.
I'm this, I'm that, because I'm constantly looking at myself as a victim.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not taking 100% responsibility of my life, and that's why my life is going this way. Wow. So you need a high level of self-awareness and also a high level of compassion to yourself. Because then if acknowledging that will make you abuse yourself, you will not acknowledge it. It's to say I've been a victim, but enough of that. Yeah. It has served me up until this point. Right. Bye-bye. Yeah. Welcome the new mindset.
I think also the issue that a lot of us also have with ourselves is that, you know, you are not okay with being imperfect.
Yes.
You know? Like,
oh, that's the one.
Yeah, you're not okay with you knowing that, okay, sometimes I'll fall off the wagon. Sometimes this will not go the way I wanted it to go. But you know what? It's okay. Things are tough, but I'm tougher.
Exactly.
You know?
And you see, for us, the image of perfect has been painted to us that perfect is all good qualities, is all white. But perfect is actually gray. It's a little bit of black and a little bit of white. So that's who we are as human beings. If you're to be fully human, you must acknowledge, because let me tell you how we know how you embody your full life experience.
Right.
When you have been selfish and you acknowledge your selfishness, that's the only time you can be selfless.
Wow.
You understand?
True.
Because then you'll know this experience and then you'll strive for this other experience.
Absolutely.
And you can never bridge the gap until you expose the darkness and you acknowledge that this is who I am. This is who I am and I am this. So there's no but. It's I am good and I'm bad.
And you know, sometimes you know, some people will always wonder, how comes there are people who don't have everything going for them, but they are so happy?
Exactly.
You know?
That's it.
They could be slightly overweight, but they are happy.
They are happy.
They are not rich, but they are happy.
Exactly.
And it's because they realized the yin and the yang in life, right?
You balance the two by acknowledging that the two exist within yourself.
Okay.
And I tell people there's nobody who is totally bad. And there's nobody who is totally good. Because if you look at the totally bad people in your world, they've got friends.
Right. And you're thinking, okay, how did that happen?
How did that happen? And those that are good in your world, they've got enemies. So everybody has flaws, and they've also, it's like you've got angels and demons existing in the same person.
Absolutely.
So you have got to balance. That's the key. And the only way you balance is by acknowledging. If you walk into a dark room, no matter how much you complain about the darkness, that will not change anything. But if you acknowledge the darkness and say, wow, this room is so dark, then you'll find the switch. Yes. You see?
Absolutely.
So the good things you've been trying to embody, the qualities, the everything, are not there because you're not acknowledging the darkness within you.
Right.
So you're not seeing how it's affecting you and how it's affecting those around you and how it's affecting your life. Because you've just shut your eyes and you're like, I'm not bad, I'm not like that.
Yeah. Wow.
So coaching helps you to say, I am like this, but that does not devalue me. Okay. That does not mean that I cannot reach my dreams. That cannot mean that I cannot make a change in society. And that welcomes the good qualities.
How do I go about then stalking and taking just note of all the little things that I've done? Because we've just told someone who's watching that when you start with the small, it'll build up and give you the boost that you need, the kick that you need now to start aiming higher. So how am I going to start taking stock?
First of all, you have to realize that the life you're living now, you prayed for it once.
Yes.
Once upon a time, it was a prayer item.
Yes.
So ask yourself, what has it taken me to be here today? What has it taken me? Maybe it has taken you to shed off some negative beliefs about yourself. Maybe it has taken you some classes. Maybe it has taken you some coaching. Maybe it has taken you some prayer. Maybe it has taken you some blessing. Take stock of that. And then ask yourself, okay, now in my bank of resources, in terms of people, events, things, ideas, you know, all this, what do I have to move to the next step? What resources do I have? I've got friends, I've got family, I've got an education, I've got skills, I've got an experience, I've got a job, I've got some money, I've got an idea. Take stock of all those. And then now dream.
It's true. You know, it's so funny because when you put it that way, there is no one who doesn't have anything to offer.
Exactly.
Like it is almost impossible because you have something that you're doing with yourself.
Exactly.
And there's something you can give to someone else.
There is something for everyone. And this is one thing that people don't realize because we have been taught that resources are limited.
Right.
So we tend to think that if I have more, then there's somebody else lacking. According to the universal laws, abundance expands according to the size of people's dreams.
Wow.
So abundance is not just money, and that's what we've been taught, that abundance is just money. No, it's not money. It's everything that you need to succeed.
Right.
So abundance expands as we dream. So immediately you dream, there's some abundance that's been created in the universe to actualize your dream.
Right.
So you need to dream big and you need to take stock of where you are and what you have.
Yeah.
And then celebrate, like party after party.
I love it. Can we have that bed playing right now as you're talking? Party after party. I think I love that attitude because it's like, and going back to the examples we've used, if you manage to drop 1 kilo down, party after party, celebrate. If you manage to bake that cake and you finally got your way around the kitchen, party after party.
And it will be such a good world.
Yes.
Because we forget that we are living in the now. We are not living for tomorrow.
Right.
We are living in the now. So what is it that you can celebrate now? Celebrate it because the next minute you're not sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like people who always keep their before and after kind of, you know, stuff just to see where they've come from. So what you're saying is that, you know, we can have fun with this and even keep a diary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because how you create the future is using those vibes of celebration. You know, those vibes of, you know, I'm making it. I made it. Like, look at where I am. You know, like Buch Chomoa that katibiti and be like, you know, this girl was dreaming about this girl that is here.
Right.
You know, those vibes are the ones that put you in a receptive mode for ideas, opportunities, connections, resources that push you to your dreams.
Absolutely.
But if you're sitting here thinking, oh, I didn't do this in 2019, oh, what vibes are those? Who will want to hang out with you in this end of year parties?
It's true.
Nobody. You know,
I like that. Yeah, don't be the bore.
Don't be the bore. Like, just celebrate. There's something to celebrate. Let me tell you something. If you're watching and you can't find anything to celebrate, just celebrate the fact that you're breathing. That's enough. Because at least you have hope for the next minute.
Absolutely.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what, as we're winding down, I think sometimes we can borrow something from children as we talk about celebrating the small stuff. When your child walks up to you and says, Mommy, look, Daddy, look, I made this. And it's probably just like a paper car or it's like, you know, little pieces of things that if it's plasticine that they've put together. But they're so proud of the little thing that they've made and they cannot wait to show you.
Exactly.
So why can't we do that even as adults and just be happy to showcase, like, I've done this small thing in my life?
They get it. They get it because there's nobody else in their world other than them. For us, our world is filled up with my friend will say this, my boyfriend will say this, my parents will say this, and now you have all these people looking at you in your world, in your head, because they're just in your head. You're trying to please all of them. To a child, they are the only ones who exist in their world. So if they're happy with what they've done, they're happy, and it just overflows to you. You are by the way.
It's true.
Have you seen them like playing alone? They're playing alone and they're so happy, they're excited. They don't need you in their world to be happy. Why do we need others in our world to be happy?
Sometimes I think they are so much smarter than we are.
They are. They really, they get it.
They get it. There's a show, by the way, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It will make you feel so foolish, by the way, because it really is in the small stuff.
Small stuff.
In the small stuff. Thank you so much, Caroline, for being with us today and celebrating your holiday with us. It is a holiday, so it's party after party. You came for the show, it's party after party today. We've done an amazing show, and so we can celebrate.
Kabisa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, happy holidays to you.
You too.
Happy New Year, and we'll see you on the other side.
On the other side of the party.
All right, inshallah. Yeah. So thank you so much. We should hope that you have enjoyed our discussion today. Remember, it's all about celebrating the little milestones in your life. What have you done in 2019 that has actually made you a better person? It could have been dropping negativity. It could have been cutting out people who don't really help your life. You name it, you know yourself. Either way, thanks for watching. We're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be right back with more.